Back again for my next video. Hi again, Mark Strike. That's my name. Feel free to subscribe and like, of course. And leave any comments if you have any further questions. You go like, hey, you know what? Can you explain this term or that term, or can you explain this further? Please do leave a comment below. So yeah, the video for this one is about multi-factor authentication. You might go like, what's multi-factor authentication? I can start talking about difficult terms like biometrics and such, and you might already go like, well, Mark, you're going way too fast. So I have a different analogy for that, a different explanation, and just to think of it like a treasure chest. So if you have a treasure chest and you go like, well, I put something valuable in there, you don't want to just be, a question where you go like, hey, I put a lock on there and I have a key and then I can unlock it. So yeah, it's basically like having multiple locks on your treasure chest or whatever it is. So it can be, first factor could be something like something you remember, like a secret password. Second lock could be like something you have. And then the third lock is something that's a part of you. So this is where I come to like biometrics. But basically it could be like a fingerprint. It could be sometimes maybe your employer or somebody else gives you a token, or you have an application on your phone where it goes like, hey, generate a token. That will be your third factor. So this is already one of the things that people leave out explanations, like, okay, what's multi-factor? Multi-factor is effectively 3 forms of authentication. So that's already one thing which I think is helpful. Now, to give an analogy, maybe you go like have a secret hideout and you go like, hey, you first can say, hey, say the secret password. That's great. And then you have something. So there might be like a special badge that you made and go like, hey, show me the badge though, and know that you should be let in. And then the third option could be like, a scanner scanning your thumb, because it's very hard to replicate your thumb, of course. But it also could be something like scanning your eye, but also could be using like things like token systems like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, to provide that third factor to basically get in the door. And then the good part of that is that if some bad guy tries to figure out and goes like, hey, figure out 2 factors, as in your username and your password, but they don't have access to the third factor, the multi-factor authentication effectively, they're not going to get in. So that's why basically multi-factor authentication is so important. You might already know this. If you don't know this, you might be asked to do it, and this is hopefully a bit of explanation that will help you figure out like why is it so important to do that. But again, feel free to leave any questions below if you want me to explain it further. I'm thinking as well, this is one of the first videos, of course, maybe some diagrams and such, but yeah, any feedback is more than welcome, and I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.